As a leader, you're likely committed to raising employee engagement because you know that by doing so, you'll reduce workers leaving your organization, you can increase satisfaction and discretionary effort. But what's to be done? In this video, I'll share one vastly underutilized technique by leaders in organizations large and small. A recent HBR article examined one leadership behavior that, when done, is very effective at increasing engagement in the employee base. And that increased engagement could also lead to customer satisfaction, reduce the quit rate, increase discretionary effort, and so on. Very effective technique. But what is it exactly? And is it difficult? Well, the good news is it's not difficult and doesn't cost anything. And the learning curve, it's fairly short, I would say. It's employee appreciation. Employee appreciation sounds so obvious, right? I had a leadership team training program that I conducted last year with a colleague. And in one of the meetings with the leadership team, two leaders got into a little bit of an argument about employee appreciation. One of them said, "I don't feel like we should be regularly heaping praise upon our employees. It seems like they need it every day." The other leader said, "I think you're probably exaggerating the need. What you should understand is that a little goes a long way, and you can't really do it too much, and it doesn't cost anything. So why would you not do it?" The other leaders tended to agree with the leader who said, "It's worth doing, and it doesn't cost anything, so why wouldn't you do it?" Interestingly, the authors of the HBR article that I'm referencing did a study. Tens of thousands of 360 data were examined, and what they found was leaders in the bottom 10% in terms of recognizing and appreciating employees had a 27% engagement rate, whereas leaders that were in the top 10% had a 69.8 engagement rate, almost 70%. Much better, right? And that was because they appreciated employees on a regular basis. Now, the article goes on to talk about some best practices as to how leaders can appreciate their employees. There are employees that don't want to be publicly recognized. They will actually not appreciate that. Instead, they would like to be appreciated in private. So you might do it in a one-on-one meeting. You might do it through an email. You might also do it through a printed card or note. The authors point out that some people have actually shared the printed notes of appreciation for many, many years. Interesting, right? You can also use this best practice, which is give appreciation that's specific to the effort that was given, the result that was achieved, and how their contribution made a difference. And do so as soon as possible after the effort was given. That's when they'll really appreciate you recognizing their effort and noting it, because they know you're busy, and the fact that you're taking time out of your day to recognize and appreciate them will make them feel appreciated and will raise their engagement level. So why is it that so many leaders don't use this technique when it truly doesn't cost anything and it's hard to overdo it when done wisely and well, as some of the best practices stipulate? Well, one thing I've mentioned already is leaders tend to be very busy, and they often mean to do so, but then they forget. One of my clients has actually used a technique where they have 3 coins on their desk, and they seek to recognize and appreciate a staff member during the day. And each time they do, they move 1 coin from the left side of their desk to the right side of their desk. And that's my left to my right, right? That would mean that they are on top of this behavior visibly 3 times a day, 15 times a week for a team. That's a good habit. That's a good technique and a visual reminder. So even if you're busy, you can remind yourself. You could also have a calendar reminder. You could have a recurring task that comes up on your calendar daily or weekly to do this. So being too busy, not really a good excuse because you could put systems in place. What's actually more difficult is when the leader says, well, it's not something that I need, and therefore I don't think about doing it. Fair. I understand that that's a possibility. But this isn't really about you and what you need. This is about what your team members need and appreciate receiving. So get out of your own head and get into the hearts and minds of the people that work for you and decide that you're going to do it regardless of what your personal needs are, and overcome that tendency to not do this. And then another is, well, I don't know exactly how to do it. Well, we've covered that, right? We've given you some best practices, and I would recommend that you read the article. Do you tell your employees you appreciate them, which can be found on hbr.org to get more information about how to do this well. And then another reason is, well, I don't feel like my team is really doing that great a job. I think that's a cop-out. I think there are always people on the team who are doing well at different points in time. It's rare that a whole team is not doing well across the board every day of the week. So don't fall for excuses as to why you can't do this. Start erring on the side of appreciating much more often than much too seldom. And I think you'll see that you're going to raise engagement rates in the year ahead and for years to come through your new habit of regularly recognizing and appreciating the efforts and contributions of your team members. I hope this video helps you to be a more effective leader. To learn more about my coaching, training, and assessments that are provided to help leaders and teams be more effective, visit my website, BayAreaExecutiveCoach.com.